So back in May of 2018, entrepreneur Naval Ravikant posted a viral Twitter thread titled "How to Get Rich Without Getting Lucky." It's since been viewed millions of times, and for good reason. It's full of absolute gold dust. But it got me thinking, what if there was a thread called "How to Get Rich as a YouTuber"? Now, I've made a good bit of money on this platform myself, and I've helped hundreds of YouTubers make more money as well, including one of the wealthiest out there, Ali Abdaal, but I've not seen a clear list of principles for anyone to follow that stand the test of time. So in this video, we're going to go through 3 really simple but really important principles that stand the test of time for how to get rich as a YouTuber. But before we get into that, I think it is worth attempting to define what is rich, because it is a subjective thing. But for the purposes of this video, so that we're all aligned, I think the best definition is $100,000 in profit from your YouTube business. Because if you earn that much money, that puts you in the top 1% of income earners worldwide, and I think that makes you pretty rich. So that's what we'll be working towards for the purposes of this video. So for principle number 1, I'm going to start by sharing one of my favorite quotes from Naval's Twitter thread, and it goes, "You will get rich by giving society what it wants but does not yet know how to get at scale." I think this is just an absolutely perfect representation of how to think about YouTube. So what he's saying here is ultimately you get rich by solving people's problems. And the way to approach that on YouTube is to either solve people's problems in terms of entertainment, so they are bored and they want to watch something interesting, or we educate them. So we solve people's educational problems, the problems that they have in their life that they want to solve right now as a result of learning something new. Now, I'm in the educational YouTube game. I make lots of videos about how to make more money as an educational YouTuber once you already have an audience. That's the problem that I'm helping to solve on this platform. Now, if there was a version of this quote applied to YouTube, it would say, "You will get rich by giving the YouTube marketplace what it wants, but does not yet know how to get consistently." So translated, it means make lots of good videos. There's really no YouTuber in history who has consistently earned 6 figures or more per year who hasn't made lots of YouTube videos. So if you're watching this and you're not making the money you want to yet off this platform, then potentially one of the biggest mistakes that you're making is just you haven't made enough good videos. Now, this is such a simple concept and it's so boring to say, but as Charlie Munger says, take a simple idea and take it seriously. The point of a good principle is that it is really simple, and if you actually apply it and put it into action and do it for a long time, then you will likely see results. So that is principle number 1, make lots of good videos. But this principle alone isn't enough to get rich on the YouTube platform. So let's move on to the second principle. Now for this one, I'm going to start by sharing another quote from Naval's Twitter thread, which is, "Become the best in the world at what you do. Keep redefining what you do until this is true." Now, this is just the exact YouTube experience as a creator, as a YouTuber, in a nutshell. Everyone starts with 0 followers and 0 subscribers. Every single channel starts in that place. And you have to go through this process where you make lots of videos. And through doing that, you redefine your channel consistently, constantly, until it becomes something that is unique and where you are the only one in the world who can do that. And it sounds like such a massive challenge, but ultimately that's what we're trying to do. What we're trying to achieve is to make videos about something that we're interested in enough that we can keep doing it for a long time and for long enough to redefine what we do until no one else does what we do as well as we can. And I've experienced this journey myself personally since I first started making content online over 4.5 years ago, and YouTube videos 4 years ago. I started off just making generic content about my life, and now I'm making hyper-specific videos about how to make 6 figures a year as an educational YouTuber. And I'm not making videos about how to make $1 million a year. I'm not making videos about how to grow an entertainment channel or any kind of YouTube channel. I'm not talking about beginner YouTubers. I'm trying to help solve a very specific problem and be the best in the world at solving that problem. And I'm just going to keep redefining that until it is true. Now, the way that you approach your YouTube channel should be the same. You just keep making videos until you become the best in the world at what you do. So the second principle here, I think makes this feel a little less intense and a little more achievable, is that authenticity is your moat. So I know a lot of people on YouTube say, you know, your niche is you, or no, your niche isn't you. You have to really clearly define your niche and all this kind of thing. But ultimately, long term, the thing that makes someone come back to your channel is the way that you do things. Now, this principle is important because to get rich on YouTube, you need to build a lot of trust with your viewers. And the way that you build trust is by being genuine and authentic and real and something relatable, especially in an age of AI where there's lots of generic content and creators. You will get rich by turning up your authenticity and building more trust. Now, trust is what is required to actually make money on this platform, where people come back to your videos again and again because they like watching you over someone else. And trust is also the thing that is necessary to make the third principle here work. And for the third principle, I'm going to start by sharing another final quote from Naval's tweet thread, which is, "You're not going to get rich by renting out your time. You must own equity, a piece of a business, to gain your financial freedom." So how does this apply to YouTube? Well, what Naval's talking about here is that if you're renting out your time, like you have a job and you have one employer, you're probably not going to get that rich. Now, obviously you can. There are lots of jobs that pay hundreds of thousands, if not millions per year. But he's saying that in general, if you want to get super rich, you're better off trying to build a business or get equity in a business. Now, in the same way with YouTube, the thing that you're not going to get rich with is, or likely to get rich with, is AdSense. So if I was going to reframe this quote for YouTube, it would be, you're not going to get rich with AdSense. You need to offer something to your audience to gain your financial freedom. Now, this isn't 100% true. There are plenty of channels that earn 6 figures a year just through AdSense, but it is not that profitable a way to run a YouTube channel, because typically the money you make from AdSense isn't enough in most cases to cover all the expenses of running a good YouTube channel. And especially with educational YouTubers like this kind of channel I'm running right now, it's hard for AdSense to cover all the expenses, like paying for video editors and thumbnail designers and whatever it might be, and just to make it worth your time and all that kind of stuff. But the principle that is true, that does stand the test of time, is offer something. Now, in the educational world, if you're offering your own products and services, that's going to look like helping solve people's problems faster, quicker, better for money. So you could do that through one-to-one coaching or a course or something like that. But then in the entertainment world, if you're offering something, it might look like, merch or some kind of digital product or all those kinds of things. But you don't have to sell or offer your own stuff. It can be that you offer other companies' stuff. And that is what a sponsorship is. You are offering to the audience the opportunity to buy or subscribe or whatever to another company's product. And that is you offering something to your audience. Now, sponsorships can absolutely take you to 6 figures, but most YouTubers eventually realize that they won't be able to build a sustainable business long-term just with that revenue stream, and they typically end up wanting to build their own offers as well that can endure far beyond YouTube. But whatever you're offering, what does that actually look like in reality? Well, it looks like calling it out in your videos, talking about something in your videos, and then putting a link to it in your video description and in the about section of your YouTube channel's homepage. If it's a sponsor, then you probably wouldn't do that. But if it's something you own, then you would put it in your about section. But that's ultimately how it works. As are all three of these principles. They're all very simple ideas, but if you take them seriously and actually apply them to your YouTube channel for a long time, then you will be able to earn 6 figures a year. If you make lots of good videos, if you lean into your authenticity and keep redefining what you do until no one does it better, and you offer your audience something, then you'll be off to the races. Now, if you want a step-by-step roadmap for how I recommend doing this, how I recommend building a 6-figure business, then you want to check out this video here. But otherwise, thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.